Hey guys, Mike here. So this is one of my favorite videos I'm doing an update on that I put on last year during my vacation, and decided to update it because you guys liked it so much last year. And understand, especially if you're somebody who's just looking to invest and where should you invest and all that fun stuff, well, this is the video for you, because the good thing for you and maybe most people is one company controls it all. I'm telling you, they have so much power and so much influence over all the hedge funds, governments, I'm talking about around the world, that if you can just follow their moves, you're pretty much good to go. And if you're lucky enough to get in before they get in, and then they follow you or start getting into some of your investments, then you know it's going to spread like wildfire, okay? Because again, the most powerful company probably in the world, to be totally honest with you, has to be BlackRock, okay? And BlackRock, for those who don't know, they have a system, an AI system they came up with a long time ago. It's been behind the shadows for a very long time, and they kept it really secret for a long time. And it's called Aladdin, okay, if you hadn't heard about it. And so we're going to go through real quick. For those who watched this last year, you probably know what it is. I'm going to do updates throughout, though, because we have had updates come to this as far as how much it controls now versus how much it did control. And so again, watch this because it might give you a few ideas. I know it did me personally, but also it makes you kind of take a step back and say, holy moly, like this ain't a good thing either on other, I guess, circumstances we've gotten to see already. You've gotten to see one circumstance play out over the last year, okay, which actually made sense. And so actually 2 years, I guess. So take a look at this real quick. And again, I'm going to be coming in and out with the updates as we go through this thing. And some of you might have heard of Aladdin. Let me know in the comments if you have. But this was Larry Fink's idea many decades ago. And understand what's going on here. This AI system, this robot, controls $21 trillion of the global economy. And if you're like me, that was my reaction. Yes, $21 trillion. And of course, how does it do this? Okay, understand this is how embedded this AI system is now. It advises the Federal Reserve, all major banks, investment funds on Wall Street, and more than 17,000 traders around the world. It controls half of all ETFs, the bond market, the global stock market, and makes 250,000 trades every day and billions of forecasts every week, year after year, accumulating trillions of data points in each market, which we're going to get to that in just a second. Today, over 30,000 users in 50 countries use this AI platform now. It is in the largest U.S. pension funds, as you can see right here. It is in the largest insurance companies out there. And more importantly, Vanguard and some others, which we will talk about. And we'll really touch on Vanguard and State Street in particular. And this has been going on since the 1990s. All right, there's State Street. They also use this service. There's a reason why I'm pointing these two out in particular. We'll tie this together. Don't worry, this is big time, okay? When you look at this right here, this is the breakdown of the countries that are using Aladdin right now. You got United States, Switzerland, so it's not just the U.S., France, Netherlands, Italy, United Kingdom, Germany, Australia, Spain, Slovakia, Belgium, Denmark, Luxembourg, Singapore. And this actually hadn't gotten any better, because look at this right here. This is the breakdown of BlackRock Aladdin customer by country. And it's hard to find this stuff, but this is the most updated version I could get. And the United States now are at 58%. UK got up to 11, so they switched into number 2 now. And you can see the rest of these. And then breakdown of BlackRock Aladdin customers by industry, almost 70% in banking and finance, 25% insurance, and you see the breakdown of government, healthcare, and stuff like that. But the financial sector, they own it. But it doesn't just stop there. In 2017, Larry Fink came up with a project called Monarch at BlackRock. And this was to ensure almost everything goes into Aladdin's hands, and the algorithms for Aladdin controls and makes all the decisions. So they started replacing fund managers. And so this is what skyrocketed the number of trades that were being executed by algorithms. Now it's around 70% of all trades are through these robots, right? And when you look at it, this is how powerful this is and how crazy this is going to get. It's going to get worse, right? But it started in 2008. They actually, our own government, turned to BlackRock to use Aladdin and try to figure out what to do in the great financial crisis. So they just handed over, $130 billion in financial services to BlackRock. And so BlackRock was the ones making decisions on what to save and what not to save. And so they were the ones making these decisions. What could possibly go wrong there? And so this is where it really started with, I told you, you can see it in the charts where the government basically started taking over the markets with BlackRock's help, because that's when they started buying public debt, something they have never done before. It was BlackRock advising them. And of course, what happens? Here comes the next crisis in 2020. So what does our government do? They turn to BlackRock again. And so what's BlackRock do? They say, you know what you got to do? You got to buy ETFs. And so, the Fed, something they've never done, is actually against the rules, bought $8.7 billion worth of ETFs. Now, who do you think gained the most from this? Of course, BlackRock and Vanguard, the ETF kings. But not just them, also State Street, as you can see, right? These are the top three. Look at all that moolah, right? They were getting bought up. And so, of course, they advised them to do it. They did it, and they also benefited. And they're like, yay, thank you, Papa Jerome Powell, for putting that money printer back on. And you know, BlackRock and Vanguard, State Street, counting that money, were just calling each other saying, can you believe these morons are actually doing this? I mean, this is the easiest money we have ever made. And remember, what is money? Power. Money is power. Now we're going to get into why this makes your life a lot easier, and then some other things here, okay? And look, this kind of stuff, it bothers me. I can't stand it. Nothing ends well when you see this much power being concentrated in just a few companies. And this is in 2023, right? So as far as like how much do they control in ETFs, just these three companies. And you can just do the math here. I mean, what is that, 51? So about 57% right there in 2023. And then you move over to 2024 and it ended up jumping up to almost 74% just for these three companies within a year. And then we go into 2025 and you can see it's exactly the same. It has not decreased. And then we zoom in, you can see these three companies have the largest stakes in 88% of the S&P 500 firms right now. And I'm going to take you through a few of these. Some of these are very key sectors and you want to have certain things happen behind the scenes. Just look at this right here. BlackRock and Vanguard just by themselves own 15% of NVIDIA. You add State Street in there, it's almost 20%. So they own 1/5 of NVIDIA. And they've actually increased their stake in NVIDIA, but then you add in Fidelity and you see 1/4 of NVIDIA is owned by 4 institutions now. And so they got the AI race locked up. Look at what they got with Google, right? Almost 18%. You look at some of the largest drug makers. Right, Vanguard by themselves owns 10%. You add in State Street and BlackRock, it's almost 18 to 20% of this company. You go over here to Pfizer, it's the exact same thing. Vanguard almost owns 10% by themselves. You add in State Street and BlackRock, again, almost 1/5 of two of the largest drug makers out there. And you wonder how vaccines get pushed through without the proper testing. There you go. Then you look over here, the airlines. Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. Look at Vanguard and them. They actually own almost 20% of American Airlines. Delta Airlines, they own almost 20% of Delta Airlines, right? 1/5. So now you see where that 88% of S&P 500 companies come from. And, of course, why this is dangerous is because they have power. And you got to see this power executed with all the DEI stuff, right? Because they have so much control over so many boards now that they can push these CEOs and executives to do what they want to do. And if they don't want to do it, they're out, okay? And then, of course, getting into another industry here, which I hated to see it, look what they're doing in the crypto industry right now. When you look right here, BlackRock's 20 billion ETF is now the world's largest Bitcoin fund. And that was in 2024. Now what is it? It's got up to 65 billion in their crypto ETF fund right now. And as you can see, it's not like Bitcoin's been moving like it normally did in the past, okay? So is the cycle dead or is the 4-year cycle going to continue? Please answer that in the bottom. But they ain't done with that. What are they doing? They're buying up all of the miners, right? Mara, they already own 13% of it. This most likely will increase. Look what Vanguard owns. So you start adding up Vanguard and BlackRock, they're going to end up owning 25% of it if you add State Street in there as well. And of course, they increase their ownership. Now it's over 30% for Mara in less than just a year. You look at Riot, they own 7.5% of that one. Look down here, 8.5% from Vanguard. So you add in State Street again, it's almost 18% already. And now in over a year, and in less than a year, they've increased their ownership to about 21, 22% in Riot as well. And just look at what they've done with Coinbase here. If you scroll down, Vanguard by themselves owns 9% of Coinbase. So now they're sitting there with what, about 16, 17% of Coinbase now? And so look at the other institutions, what little they own compared just to those three. Well, what's even crazier is to look how intertwined they are. I mean, Vanguard's supposed to be the competition to BlackRock, but yet they own almost 9% of BlackRock. State Street owns 4% of BlackRock. And so as you can see, these companies are so intermingled together in so many different ways, right? But it's going to get worse. It's going to get even more concentrated. And here's why. What is the new oil? We've heard this for like 10 years right now. What are companies doing? What are they buying up? Why don't you tell us there, Gordon?
The most valuable commodity I know of is information. Wouldn't you agree?
That's right. It's data. It's our data. It's everybody's data. And what has BlackRock been doing over the last 5 to 6 years? Buying data companies, right? They bought eFront right here. They bought eFront back in 2019. And then they just recently closed on Preqin this month over in the UK. And this is when they started really figuring out like what it is we're buying, what Europeans are buying. And so they're bringing in all this data, shoving it into Aladdin and putting it in there just for it to make more decisions. And so this will get worse. This will get more concentrated as these other companies continue to sign contracts to use Aladdin in their own platforms. And it says it right there in the bottom. In a statement, BlackRock said that the acquisition would complement its Aladdin tech business by bringing together data, research, and investment process for fund managers. So again, this will be going out to who? Vanguard, State Street, and many, many others. And so now we'll go over why, one, this is scary, and how you will see eventually one day, who knows when it's going to happen, there'll be a major, major collapse in the financial system. And it's going to be because of Aladdin. Because what's funny is Aladdin got Larry Fink fired back in the day because it made the wrong decision. So imagine it's basically like putting all your eggs in one basket. That's what everybody seems to be doing. And it's growing and growing and growing. And more people are using this, right? And so if that AI system makes a bad decision, it will spread through the globe so fast in all these different financial institutions. Late at night while we're all sleeping, you'll wake up one day, or maybe you'll be on vacation on the beach, and you look at your phone, and all of a sudden your portfolio is down 40%, right? Just like that. That's what happened in 2008. And one reason is just the concentration on what they actually hold, okay? Look at State Street, Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, Berkshire, Google, JPM. Then you come over here to BlackRock, and you don't hardly know any difference. Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, Google, Avgo, Berkshire Hathaway. Then you go to Vanguard, Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, Berkshire Hathaway, Avgo, Google. So when you look at those, they look identical. And for those who are unaware of how much BlackRock actually owns in assets, I believe it's grown to between 11 and 12 trillion dollars now. That is greater than the GDP of most of modern nations, like probably Germany and Japan combined, I'd be willing to bet. You know, that's just one investment firm. There's a reason why Larry Fink said all the presidents have him on speed dial and stuff. I mean, it is insane. But to have one company with this much control, I mean, sure, everything's going fine now, but come on. I mean, it never ends well. It never ends well. Like I said, I mean, again, originally that thing got, Larry Fink fired originally at another firm. So, there's good and bad, but, you got to ride with what you have, right? So now when you're seeing this, you go, okay, well, now we know why the market is so concentrated and continues to get more concentrated. And so if you ever see them start to shift, right, and actually, so if BlackRock starts to decrease their top holdings in the top firms, what do you think Vanguard, what do you think State Street are going to do? And so really watching Vanguard and BlackRock are your two keys, okay, because they're the biggest in passive investments where all our money goes into their ETFs, and they plow into there, it gives them so much control, all that good stuff. So if you're just trying to be simple about it, you just got to kind of follow what they're doing in a way. And if you see a major shift, or see a headline saying they're making a major shift, probably going to spread through the system, okay? That's just the way it is. I mean, seriously. And so that's why these top firms, going to be Meta, it's going to be NVIDIA, all these different tech companies are going to continue to lead the way for now. And then the way to look for the shifts is going to be look for those companies, okay? So hopefully you enjoyed the update. I know I enjoyed doing it last year. I enjoyed doing it this year. Again, it scares the brakes off me. But again, you can keep trying to fight the tide if you want to, but they are the tide, right? They're the massive tsunami wave coming down. So hard to fight that, and it's going to continue to spread. So let me know what you think down in the comments stuff, or if you have any more data on that, I sure would appreciate it. Be more happy to share with you guys. So anyway, have a good one. Please hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. And I'll sign up for the membership, less than McDonald's combo, and I'll see you guys later.